What's going on, fight fans? We're back here with another action-packed fight night of a Saturday night for us to be able to watch. We have a UFC Fight Night card that was actually worthwhile of watching. Of course, the anticipated Jake Paul fight with a mic, not Tyson, but Perry. I'm going to be talking and giving reaction and recaps to all the fights pertaining to be boxing or UFC, whatever interests me to be able to want it to watch this fight night. And obviously, as you see in the picture, I'm going to be talking about the Junto Nakatani knockout that he just got over his opponent that he had. Another Japanese fighter in a lower weight class in a lower weight division that similar to an Inoue, that is just a juggernaut pertaining to boxing. So much skill and talent, especially from a young guy at that level. I know that he's highly ranked in the top 10 pound for pound. And again, I never seen his fight. Didn't really even need to see much out of him because they didn't even get out of the first round. Obviously, a nasty body shot, and he gets another win. Very impressive by that boxing prospect, Nakatani. And to go into the UFC Fight Night, wow, man. Honestly, I was talking a lot of trash, talking a lot of shit about this card, saying that it was trash and garbage and not worthwhile. Honestly, there was a reason why this card was on the Apex, you know what I mean? Because the names are obviously not something to be able to put out, at least for a fight night somewhere else in a stadium or an arena in a spot. But man, did it deliver. It started off really, really slow. The prelims went accordingly, how I believed it would went, all to decision. But just bangers to start off with the main card. Emil, this guy Emil was just swanging and banging with Lee. Head in the air, chin in the air, no technique, no defense, not even care in the world, and just catches him with nasty shots early in the first round and just knocks this dude out. That was just that was just that was nice to see, man. A nasty Doohoo Choi KO against Bill Algeo, and it looked like when he hit him with that shot, it broke Algeo's orbital bone. Nasty, nasty KO. And Durden, the guy, I believe his name is Phil Durden. Phil Durden was actually pretty much looking really good in this fight, looking like he was actually winning the fight against Bruno Silva, and was taking command, whether it be in the grappling or in the stand up. He was looking really, really nice, especially with the grappling background that he has. And Bruno Silva just catches him nasty with a nasty uppercut, catches him, drops him, takes him to not takes him to the ground, but follows him to the ground and just elbows him to death. Dude, just nasty, nice though, nice comeback KO for Bruno Silva, and Holloway and Khrushchevsky. Were in a pretty much not really a firefight. Holloway was pretty much dominating him, especially on the ground, damn near finishing him. And just Khrushchevsky, I mean, credit to him for his toughness and his determination to be able to just keep it on the feet. And, even on the feet when he was getting smacked up, getting pieced up, nasty, he still was walking forward like a zombie, but trying to be able to, mount some type of offense going his way. And then we move into the main event with Amanda Lemos versus Jandaroba. And Jandaroba, the grappler in the fight pertaining to Lemos being the striker, um, pretty much took her down with ease, pretty much took her to her realm. And Lemos, instead of trying to take the fight back onto the feet, Janaroba just was all over her like white on rice, man, and was fighting for submissions in that second round and was able to pull off a nasty. That was actually pretty nasty, especially for being on her back. To move into the armbar position, snatches her arm and pretty much makes her tap. Now she's going to be a contender in her, I believe, the strawweight division for the women's championship belt, which Zhang Wei Li has. I don't really see much that she has, especially for grappling. Zhang has gotten a lot better in the grappling department of her game, but while she has been using it a lot more and not really looking to stand up on the feet with these women, um, her stand up, in my opinion, is a lot better than Janarova's. So we're probably going to be able to see a Zhang Weili fight if she's next in contention to be able to fight right place, right time for Janarova. If we're being honest, probably not the most marketable fight, but then again, what kind of fight is mostly marketable in any woman's division? But honestly, for a UFC fight night that had no names on it, and I thought that was going to be complete trash, which the prelims were pretty much garbage. It was actually really, really entertaining. You know what I mean? Honestly, you get that a lot with those cards that you sleep on the most. You pretty much think that they're gonna be trash and garbage, but they actually end up being pretty entertaining and worthwhile to have on the TV. Anyways, we're gonna be moving into the boxing card for Jake Paul and Mike Perry now. And while I do want to talk about that before I end up talking about the main event, obviously all of you guys are going to be clamoring to hear my opinion on that. Dude, what a nasty knockout by Lucas Body against Ashton Slive or Silv. I mean, probably boxing knockout of the year. Jesus Christ, down on the cards, being outboxed, being, completely looking like a fool, especially in the boxing fight, and just getting caught slept with a nasty combination. Gets knocked the fuck out. Really, really great moment on this card. Also, a lot of credit to Amanda Serrano, who also got another early second round KO in her fight, being able to come back for her struggles that she got from. So that's very good to see from her. And now we move on to obviously the topic of Saturday night, the Jake Paul versus Mike Perry fight. And Jake Paul just made Mike Perry look like a fool, pretty much. Mike Perry's boxing technique is terrible. No head movement. Hands are down. Going straight forward. Not using any type of angles. Not hunching down or not bending his knees to be able to do anything. And he was just pretty much an open season for Jake Paul to be able to land any type of shots on him. Hurts him in the first round. Hurts him in the second round. Puts him down. Hurts him consecutively in the rounds again, that he goes on until the sixth round. He's able to get the stoppage and get another KO win against another MMA or UFC fighter, a previous UFC fighter, and now the king of BKFC, Mike Perry. Jake Paul, man, I mean, honestly, yes, he did look a lot bigger than Mike Perry. You can't be able to notice that, especially by watching the fight. The size discrepancy between those guys was huge. But if you were going into this fight thinking that Mike Perry had a chance, then you were out of your fucking mind. There was no way that Mike Perry had a chance to be able to win this fight, especially his fighting style and the way that he carries himself. Dude has a chin, has heart, and has determination because he took a lot of shots that a lot of other fighters that were fighting Jake Paul, especially previously, were not able to take. And credit to Jake Paul, he did look a lot better than what he usually does in his boxing fights, using his jab effectively, continues to have power in his right hand. I mean, for a dude his frame and his size, he just has a ton of power in his hands, using that left hook effectively as well. Um, Got to give a lot of credit to Jake Paul, man. Even though he's taken the fights necessary that he needs to take, and obviously money fights and entertaining fights for people to be able to see and see exciting knockouts, he is really evolving his game. I think he still leads into wanting to throw the right hand or throw the overhand right. I mean, that is his money shot, his money punch. But I think he sets it up and telegraphs it way too much for his boxing. He's only been boxing for 4 years. Gotta give him a lot of credit still as well. Looking at the fighter that he is and continuing to grow as a fighter he is. But my advice is just to continue to work on your boxing, man, and stop looking for the right hand to be able to put people away all the time. You level up and you say that you want to be a cruiserweight champion. A lot of other boxers that have a lot more experience and a lot more skin in the game, and obviously a lot more talent as well, are going to be able to notice that and take key input on his game and make him look a lot not like the boxer that he is, especially against fighting against the fighters that he has. His upcoming fight with Mike Tyson is going to be very interesting. Even though Mike Tyson is at the age that he has, he's still Mike Tyson at the end of the day. I enjoy, honestly, these Jake Paul fights, in my opinion. I think they're very entertaining, and I think they're very if you're not gonna put your money on it, if you're gonna stream it, pirate it, it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I'm watching at the end of the day because I know that I'm gonna more than likely get a pretty entertaining fight at the end of the night. And that is my review of this Saturday night that I have for you guys. Thank you for watching. Like if you like this type of content, this type of video, this type of reaction of a Saturday night, action packed with boxing and, of course, UFC as well. Next week we have UFC 304. Not much boxing that I know is going to be happening next week or next weekend. And if there is, I will be tuned in for that if I have the time to be able to do so as well for both. Obviously, comment any opinions that you have for the UFC Fight Night, for Nakatani, or for Jake Paul if you're coming here for those clicks for that as well. And subscribe, man. Subscribe if you want to be able more of this type of content that I'm going to be pushing out for you guys. If you're looking for somebody to be able to tune you in for boxing or for UFC, give you some type of details and information to be able to really hold on and key on to, especially with my opinions that I give out, you're more than welcome to subscribe and to be able to judge me on that based on what you see as well. And thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night and peace.